Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As I said in the About Me section, my name is Charlie and today I will be reviewing Carnival Cruise Lines. So let's get into it. First thing I gotta say about Carnival, I've sailed on them 10 times. They used to have a reputation of hit or miss, and I'm gonna say in the past that was kind of fair. I won't even say bad experience on Carnival. I'll say one not so great experience on Carnival. And part of that is because it was the weather. I didn't think the cruise director was all that good compared to a lot of the other cruise directors I've had. And also just first week of December for Carnival and weather, it just didn't mix for a great cruise. I mean, I've had other great cruises that first week of December, which is the week of my birthday, but I cruise that week so much. I've had great weeks on Norwegian. Maybe it just happened to be an off week. I don't know. Um, Carnival, another thing I do like about Carnival is that they switch up their itineraries a lot. They move their ships around from different port to different port. They mix up the itineraries, the Caribbean itineraries, the Mexican itinerary. I really like the one that leaves out of Long Beach, California, goes down to Mazatlan, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Long Beach. I did that. That was a lot of fun. And one thing I really love about Carnival, compared to the other cruise lines, they have a year-long cruise out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, out of the port of Old San Juan. So you can take that cruise 12 months a year, 365 days a year. I've done that cruise twice. I wish they used a ship that wasn't older than God, but what can I say? It's still a great cruise. So that's one thing I recommend about Carnival is you want to take a deep Southern Caribbean cruise and you're limited on what time of the year you can go, only summer or spring or fall. That cruise is year round. It's offered year round. So I would definitely recommend that cruise. I've done it twice. 2 thumbs up. Okay. So first thing I want to go into is the onboard experience on Carnival. The dining room on Carnival is a lot like a lot of traditional cruise lines. They still have your anytime dining, like a lot of the cruise lines are adapting to now, but they still have the traditional dinner times, the early seating, the late seating, and the traditional dinner tables, which I prefer. I take the late dinner seating. I don't like getting back from an excursion at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, then having to rush to shower and get ready for an early 6 o'clock dinner, especially if it's the elegant night. So I prefer the late dinner seating. You have time to relax, have a drink or so, go to one of the lounges, do some karaoke, and then go to dinner. The thing about the elegant night is you do need to dress up. That's something with Carnival. You still need to dress up for the elegant night. It's not optional like it is on Norwegian Cruise Line. A suit and tie is fine for guys. If you want to bring a tux, that's fine. Ladies, a cocktail dress, something you would wear to a wedding, bar bat mitzvah, high school reunion, any of that is fine. Next thing I want to talk about is something they innovated. It's called the Red Frog Rum Bar and the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. Now, these two bars are generally on the pool deck, one on one side of the pool, one on the other side of the pool. And what they do have is I won this contest once, is the Red Frog versus Blue Iguana drink mixing contest. Basically, they choose from a list of drinks people sign up for to be in the contest. They pick 2 rum-based drinks and 2 tequila-based drinks, and they face off each other the second day of the cruise in the drink mixology contest. I won it with a rum-based drink. I'm not going to go into what it was, but it was a really good drink, and even the cruise staff really enjoyed it. I got them to drink, and they liked it, so it was a great thing. Another thing they still have on Carnival, which is the piano bar. Now, the piano bar used to be very raunchy at night. They used to be very raunchy at night after about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. They had to read this disclaimer because it was adults only. You'd have like songs you would see at the regular piano bar in any major city. Like you get songs like Lucille, the Pussycat song, and a bunch of other R-rated songs. And so you can kind of get an idea what the piano bar at a certain time of night is, which I really love. You can have a drink, you can sing along, if you even tip the piano bar player, probably you have a better chance of your song getting played. In my experience, always throw them a few bucks. You'll definitely get the song you want played, especially if it's a song that everyone knows and it's a piano bar favorite. If it's not a piano bar favorite, it depends on the piano bar player themselves if they know the song or they don't know the song. Sometimes they know the song, so they'll sing, and sometimes they don't know what song you're requesting. So just keep that in mind when you're a piano bar. Not everyone knows the same music. Some do, some don't. So if you're going to a piano bar, just request a general piano bar song that everyone knows. One thing I forgot to mention in my introduction is that as the piano bar used to be really raunchy, Carnival, as you know, few years ago, they had those little incidents with the Carnival Triumph, and I forgot the other ship that it was that had to be towed back to port. They had engine breakdowns in the middle of the sea, and they had to be towed back to port. Ever since that, they got such bad press out of that, and also because Carnival Corp, which is Carnival Cruise Lines' parent company, owns Costa Cruise Line. We all know about that disaster. They pretty much stepped up their game. They're not the same hit or miss cruise line that they used to be. They're much better right now, and like I said, I only had one bad experience on them, and it really wasn't that bad. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the Showtime and Punchliners Comedy Club. The Showtime shows are sort of like Vegas-style shows. Nothing too glitzy, nothing too. They're good. They're very good. I've done them before. They don't change that much on Carnival, so I've seen them a few times. I really skip to Showtime now. I know people still like going to Showtime. I don't necessarily have to go anymore because I've seen them all. The Punchliner Comedy Club is something you definitely need to go if you're on Carnival Cruise Lines. They teamed up with George Lopez, so it's not like a comedy show you would go on another cruise line. This is being like in an actual comedy club. If you went to a comedy club in New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Vegas, Miami, etc., it feels like you're in an actual comedy club, and they have a partnership, actual comedians you'll see on channels like Comedy Central, The Late Show, The Tonight Show, etc. So these are some real name comedians you can see. I haven't seen anyone yet in the local New York City club, but I know I have seen their work on TV before. So these are comedians you'll be like, oh, I've seen that guy before. I don't remember from where, but I have seen him before. Another onboard experience I like about Carnival is the disco. Each ship actually still has their own disco. While some cruise lines, they take a certain area of the ship and they try to make a makeshift disco. Carnival still has a disco on most of their ships. It's open till about 2 in the morning. It's open from 10 at night to about 2 in the morning. You have to be 18 years old to get in there. And yes, you still have to. Carnival is a US-based cruise line, so you have to be 21 years old to drink. So you have to be 18 to enter and 21 to drink. But they have good music. They have different contests, which in case in the disco at night where you can get a free drink, you can get a free shot, etc. It's basically about having fun. There's a reason they are called the fun ship, because they find different ways to have fun. One of the last things I want to talk about on Carnival is the crew. Their crews are very friendly. The waiter staff, the room stewards, all incredibly friendly and very knowledgeable. If the wait staff every night when in between dinner and desserts being served, sometimes more so after dessert is served, they do a performance, a singing performance, a dancing performance in the dining room. It's also called Showtime in there, when it's not really Showtime, but it's a lot of fun, singing, dancing. It's a lot of fun. They get the guests, the other cruisers involved, so it's a lot of fun. Something you definitely want to stick around for, at least for the first night or so. Definitely something you want to see. The crew, when you're in the guest services area, shore excursion area, basically people are asking concierge area, people you're going to ask questions about other shore excursions, stuff's on board, disembarking, ports of call. They're very knowledgeable. If there's a question they don't have the answer to, they will find out for you. They will get you the answer you need. They will not steer you wrong. So if you're on a Carnival ship, go to the guest services desk if you have a question for them. If you have a question about shore excursion, just go to the shore excursions desk. If you have a question about disembarking, they'll be able to answer it for you 100%. The last thing is the cruise director. I've been on 10 Carnival cruises. I'll say on about 8 of the 10 Carnival cruises, the cruise director has been outstanding. I've never had a Carnival cruise director. Sometimes the cruise directors are so busy, you don't get to interact with them as much. And on some, they're all over the ship, so wherever you are, they happen to be in the same place at the same time. I had this one cruise director years ago, Butch. He's not with the cruise line anymore. He left a while ago, but he was all over the ship. He knew your name. Just by your face, he knew your name, what to talk about, what you like to do, what you didn't like to do. He was all over the ship. And his cruise director staff, the first night of cruise, they were everywhere you wanted them to be. They instituted parties and everything, and they were very friendly and approachable the entire cruise. So Carnival does a really good job with their cruise director and their cruise director staff to make them very approachable, friendly, and basically to hang out with. They like to hang out with the guests on board, even the disco on their downtime. They will talk to you, they will hang out with you, and they have a lot of fun. Basically, in closing, Carnival, I think, is a great cruise line for families, single people like me, and there's a really good reason they're called the Fun Ship, because they try to do their best to make sure you have fun. And if you can't have fun on a Carnival cruise ship, odds are then either Carnival is just not your type of cruise, or also, like I said, most of the time it's because you just had a bad week of weather and you can't do much about the bad weather. So that is my review on Carnival Cruise Lines, and I will be back in about a week, maybe less, with my review of Norwegian Cruise Lines. Now that's going to be a far more in-depth review because their cruise ships have many more, I'm going to say, attractions on board that Carnival does not and other cruise lines do not, so that'll be much more in-depth. And until then, I hope you enjoyed and leave comments. Thank you.